She was 22 years old. She had just finished filming a music video in the Bahamas. Her album had been out for 5 weeks. Then, she had 2 Matrix sequels lined up. She was about to go on the biggest concert tour of her career. And then, the plane crashed. This is that album. Ladies and gentlemen, what's poppin'? Welcome back to Soul Rabbit. I'm your host, Savage the Plug, and this is In Case You Missed, a series where we look back at albums that either shape or didn't shape the way we listen to music now. It's not just a review, it's just a way to figure out if the album hit or not, you feel me? And today, we're covering one of the most emotionally complicated albums I've had to cover in this series. Not because of what's in the music, but because of what happened 39 days after it dropped. And today we will be talking about AALIYAH's self-titled 2001 album. And everything about it hits differently when you know how the story ends. Let's get into it, man. To understand where AALIYAH's album lands, you have to feel 2001, man. And 2001 is a year with a very specific before and after. Now it's January of that year. George W. Bush is inaugurated and the economy is shaky and there's general uncertainty about what the decade is going to become. Reality TV is starting to take over. Got Survivor, Big Brother. People are still figuring out the internet. You know, things like the iPod didn't exist yet. You know what I mean? Now for music though, 2001 is an incredible year for music, man. Specifically for R&B and hip hop. We got Destiny's Child that drops Survivor in February that year, and it is everywhere. And you got Missy Elliott that drops Miss E, So Addictive in May, and it changes the conversation around what genre blending sounds like. And you got Alicia Keys that releases songs in a minor in June of that year, and it goes straight to #1. And of course, Jay-Z drops his classic album, The Blueprint, in September. And in July, right in the middle of all that, AALIYAH drops her 3rd album, self-titled Red Cover, instantly iconic. But here's what makes this time capsule a bit different from the other ones we've covered in the past. The album dropped on July 17th, and AALIYAH passed away on August 25th. The album was alive for 39 days before the world it existed in changed forever. And then September 11th happened, 16 days after that. You see, 2001 is one of the few years in modern history where it feels genuinely before and after. AALIYAH sits right at the edge of the before, and that changes how her music sounds. Not because she knew what was coming, but because we do. Now for the backstory, man. AALIYAH Dana Otten was born January 16th, 1979 in Brooklyn, New York. When she was 5, the family moved to Detroit, Michigan. Her mother, Diane, was a singer who enrolled her in voice lessons before she even started school. She performed at weddings, church events, charity functions. Then her uncle, Barry Hankerson, was an entertainment lawyer and manager. And his ex-wife was Gladys Knight. So from a very young age, AALIYAH was inside the world of music, not just adjacent to it. At 10, she performed at Star Search, singing My Funny Valentine. At 11, she spent 5 nights performing in Las Vegas as part of a Gladys Knights review. She attended Detroit High School for the Fine and Performing Arts. She majored in dance and drama, and she graduated with a 4.1 GPA in 1997. She wanted to go to college for music history. She kept saying she would. Her uncle Barry signed her to his Blackground Records at age 12. He introduced her to R. Kelly. R. Kelly became her mentor, lead singer, and producer for her debut album, Age Ain't None But a Number, recorded when she was 14 and released in 1994 when she was 15. It sold 3 million copies in the US. Her single Back and Forth went top 5 on the Hot 100. But then a scandal broke. You see, Vibe magazine published a copy of a marriage certificate showing that AALIYAH and R. Kelly had married on August 31st, 1994 at a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. She was 15 and he was 27. Her age was listed as 18 on the document because someone in Kelly's entourage had bribed a state employee to produce a fake ID. Her parents had the marriage annulled in February 1995. Neither party publicly confirmed it. Decades later, when Kelly faced federal prosecution for sex trafficking and exploitation of minors, prosecutors used AALIYAH's story as evidence of a pattern. The bribery charge was added specifically because of what he did to access her. He was convicted, and he is currently serving a 31-year federal sentence. After the scandal, AALIYAH quietly but decisively separated from Kelly, personally and professionally. She then signed with Atlantic Records, and she rebuilt. Her second album, One in a Million, in 1996, was made with Timbaland and Missy Elliott. The sonic world they built together, off-kilter beats, whispery vocals, futuristic R&B, was genuinely new. It sold 3 million copies in the US and over 8 million worldwide. Then 2000 came, Try Again for the Romeo Must Die soundtrack, the first song to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, based purely on airplay without physical single sales. That moment actually helped change how the Hot 100 was calculated, and that was before her third album even existed. By mid-2001, she was 22 years old. She had 3 albums. She had a film career. She had signed to appear in 2 Matrix sequels, and she was finishing the most ambitious record of her life. Now here's the lore most people don't know about this album. AALIYAH started working on it in 1998, right after graduating high school. But the recording kept stopping and starting because of her film schedule. First came Romeo Must Die, then Queen of the Damned, a vampire film she shot in Australia in 2000. And in Australia, she did something that defined how the whole album got made. She filmed the movie during the day and went to Sing Sing Studios in Melbourne at night to record. She was exhausted some weeknights and didn't make it in, but she always showed up on the weekends. Producer Eric Seitz has said that she would come back to the studio every evening and tell them about what she'd filmed that day. Excited, energized, carrying both worlds at once. It was in Australia during a photo shoot that the snake detail happened, the one that became the visual identity of the entire album. Photographers Jeff Donis, Jonas Mannion, David LaChapelle, and Albert Watson were all shooting her. At some point, she brought snakes. She handled 5 pythons, and instead of being afraid, she was fascinated. She told MTV, "They live in solitude, and there are times in my life when I just wanted to be by myself. They are very complex creatures, but at the same time, they are sexy." That's what they represent. That's why they represent AALIYAH pretty well. The snakes became the center of her We Need a Resolution video. The red cover of the album is literally her with the snake energy embedded in every image. She finished recording on March 9th, 2001. She was executive producer alongside her uncle Barry, and producer Eric Seitz made something clear about how she ran her own project. Every track on the album had to get her approval. Every single one. Static Major, rest in peace, contributed to the album, the same writer who would later write Lil Wayne's Lollipop and became one of the most important behind-the-scenes figures in early 2000s R&B before his own too early death in 2008. Now, what does it actually sound like? You see, the self-titled AALIYAH project doesn't necessarily stay inside R&B. There's a bit of neo soul in there, funk, hip-hop, alternative rock, electronica. It pulls from all of it and lands somewhere genuinely on its own. The production was done primarily by Blackground's in-house team, Buddha, J-Dub, Rapture, Eric Seitz, plus Timberland on some key tracks. You see, the sonic signature is the synthesizer melodies that feel slightly alien, fragmented beats that leave space rather than filling it, distorted guitar threading through unexpected moments, and AALIYAH's voice sitting on top of all of it with a breathy, whispery precision that sounds intimate even at full volume. The production choices were ahead of where mainstream R&B was sitting at in 2001. Critics compared the album to Outkast's Stankonia and Missy Elliott's Missy So Addicted, genre blending in a way that took no one's style. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into that tier list, man. Hopefully not too controversial, bruh. Hopefully, bruh. Now, man, let's get started with this, man. We Need a Resolution. Now, I'm gonna be biased today. I don't even think We Need a Resolution is a top 5 song on this project. It like almost is top 5, but it's not. But this is a classic AALIYAH song, bro. You turn that shit, the first 5 seconds, it's automatic. Like, nah, I'm sorry. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, bro. This is gonna be an S. Not Loose Rap. Listen, to me, I would have put Loose Rap in S, but like, it's not really S. But I'm gonna put it at top of the A. I'm gonna keep it at top of the A. It's one of my personal favorites. Fantastic. Shout out Static, rest in peace, Static. I mean, Rock the Boat, should I say more? No, I don't need to say anything. More Than a Woman as well, I don't really need to say anything. SS, I don't need to say that. And then we got Never No More. I like Never No More, man. I think it's good. I think it's real good. We're gonna put that at A as well. We're gonna put that at A. I Care For You, man. It's not necessarily my cup of, like, it's very slow. This should be a top, like, low S. I'm gonna put it at top of the A. I know it might be a bit controversial, but it's okay. We got space for others. You know what I'm saying? We got space. Extra Smooth. I don't like Extra Smooth that much, bro. To be honest, I don't think it's really all that. I mean, it's okay, but nothing crazy. Read Between the Lines. Oof. Well, we're gonna put it at low A. It's good. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but so then we got You Got Nerve. I'm gonna put it as a low A. It's really nice, man. I like the beat on this. Production top tier. Then we got I Refuse. I think it's gonna be another B. I don't like that song too much, but I see why it would be like. I think it's a skip though. I really do. I don't think it's all that, to be honest. For me, it's a skip. It's still great, but it's a skip for me. Then we got this whatever. Another low A. It's gonna be another low A, bruh. It's gonna be another low A. I Can Be. I like I Can Be. Listen, this might be controversial, but I think I Can Be, man, like the little guitar playing in this shit, like, yo, it's a top tier song, bro. Like, I'm gonna put it at low A, man. It's a low A. Then we got Those Were the Days. I'm very biased. I don't care. This is my favorite song off the project. I think this has my most played off the whole album. Chorus is just, oh my God, disgusting. It's like, to me, it's a slightly more hip hop Rock the Boat. It's like poppy dancey and more vibes, more chill, more you feel, you know what I'm saying? So Those Were the Days. Y'all ain't type in right now. Then you got What If. That's my other B. I think this to be honest, nothing crazy, but whatever. Woo. Then we got our other S tier, bruh. Try Again, boys and girls. You already know how this goes, bruh. Try Again. Actually, Try Again, I like this more than a Woman. I don't know if I like it more than Rock the Boat, but I'm gonna leave it at middle of S, bruh. I think it's not better than Rock the Boat, but we gonna keep it there. Then we got Messed Up. I'm gonna definitely put that as a low A. Low A. It's cool, man. It's a good track. Same with Miss You, bruh. Miss You is a banger for sure. Low A. Don't Know What to Tell Ya. I think it's really underrated as well. I really like this one. Low A. You know what I mean? And last but not least, we got Erica Kane. I feel like Erica Kane gonna be a low S, but like I don't wanna, cause you know what? We gonna put that top of the A. All right, we gonna put that top of the A. I feel like those top 5 songs cannot be touched, and the rest is very much debatable. You know what I mean? I liked how I said that We Need a Resolution was not top 5, and it's low-key top 5 right now, but it's tight, bro. It's tight. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. AALIYAH, man, look at that project, bro. Barely any B's, all A's and S's, bro. Rest in peace, baby girl, bro, for real. Sorry, I'm gonna put the rating up there. You already know how it goes, man. Now, the album was released on July 7th, 2001 in Japan, July 16th in the UK, July 17th in the US. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, hot off number 1 by Alicia Keys' Songs in the Minor, which had been sitting at the top since June. And her first week sales were 187,000, her biggest first week sales ever. And you know, critically, it landed warmly, man. Rolling Stone said she had grown from a studio puppet to a powerful R&B archetype. The consensus was that this was a full step forward, not just from her previous albums, but from what R&B was broadly doing in 2001. The label and Blackground wanted a second single to push the album further. So, Rock the Boat had been picking up radio airplay as an album cut. They formally released it as a single on August 21st. On August 22nd, AALIYAH flew to the Bahamas to shoot the music video. Filming finished on August 25th. She and 8 members of her crew boarded a Cessna 402, a 10-seat twin-engine plane, for the flight back to Opa-locka, Florida. Then, the plane was reportedly overloaded. Toxicology reports would later show the pilot, Luis Morales III, had cocaine and alcohol in his system. The plane crashed shortly after takeoff from Marsh Harbor. All 9 people on board died, including her hairstylist, her bodyguard, and several members of her team. She was 22 years old. The news finally broke on the final day of Nielsen's SoundScan tracking week for that week's sales. The album had sold 62,000 copies that week, already a 41.5% increase over the previous week. The week after her death, it sold 305,000 copies and jumped from number 19 to number 1 on the Billboard 200. This was the first time an album had reached number 1 posthumously since John Lennon's Double Fantasy in 1980. Her funeral was held on August 31st, 2001 at the Church of St. Ignatius Loyola in Manhattan. 21 white doves were released, 1 for each year of her life. Now for the controversies, man. We got 3 things and they all connected. Part 1, we're gonna talk about the crash. So, the circumstances around the plane crash have never fully settled. The Cessna 402 was reported to be carrying more luggage than it was rated for. The pilot, Luis Morales III, did not hold a valid certification for that specific aircraft type. Toxicology confirmed cocaine and alcohol in the system. Investigators found the plane was likely over its weight limit before it even left the ground. None of the specific details about who made what decision have been publicly resolved. The FAA investigated. Conclusions were limited. What stayed is the weight of it. This was preventable in the way that most tragedies are. Not one single catastrophic failure, but a series of overlooked things that added up. Part 2, we got the catalog. Now here's the fact that should make any music fan stop cold. AALIYAH's album was not available on streaming platforms until November 2021, 21 years after her death. Her music lived almost entirely in physical copies, YouTube rips, and memory for 2 full decades. The reason was a prolonged dispute between her estate and Barry Hankerson's Blackground Records over ownership and licensing. Her family and Hankerson could not reach an agreement. The result was that an entire generation of listeners grew up essentially unable to access her music legally. When the catalog finally dropped on streaming in 2021, the response was immediate and emotional. People had been waiting 20 years to play it on their phones. And last but not least, part 3, the R. Kelly shadow. Now, you cannot talk about Aaliyah's career without talking about what R. Kelly did to her. The fake ID, the illegal marriage at 15, the annulment. The signs were pressured into for years. It predates this album by 7 years, but it shapes how the entire story is told because her pivot from Kelly to Timbaland was controlled to creatively empowered is the arc of her career. This album is the fullest expression of who she became after escaping what she was put through at 15. R. Kelly is now serving 31 years in federal prison. The bribery charge for obtaining the fake ID to marry Aaliyah was part of the racketeering case that convicted him. Her story was central to proving his pattern. She never got to see that reckoning. She died in 2001, but the record exists. And the record is hers. Bon, last but not least, man, you already know how it goes. It's the damn verdict. 2 scores and 1 flag at the end, man. Now, let's start off with the cultural impact. Did the album change something in and out of itself? That might be the easiest answer of the day. Shit, of course. I'm gonna give y'all the rating right now. It's a 5 out of 5. In terms of R&B, just starting from her style and, well, I'm saying style, I'm saying how she dressed and just her drip and everything. And then the production style in her music, the way she was singing, her concepts. I'd say most of the R&B artists that we see today in the modern game, all borrowed from her. All were influenced by her. Whether it's the Rihanna, whether it's the Beyoncés, whether it's the Sierras, whether it's, shit, I don't know, all the new groups right now. Shit, it could be from K-pop to our girl groups right now. We all see a bit of Aaliyah and everything in terms of the female R&B scene right now. She just had too much sauce. She had too much influence. Everything about how she does things, everybody was trying to be Aaliyah, bro. She had too much of a crazy impact. I mean, just the name Aaliyah, I feel like got mad popular. I feel like I know like 50 Aaliyahs, bro, just because of her, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you think about what an R&B sound should be like, you just go back to her. You feel me? So to me, man, like I said, I mean, we've already said it. It's a 5 out of 5 to me. Her impact is undescribable. I feel like everything about her has been taken. But she started. She the wave set. Rest in peace, Aaliyah, bro. Such a kind soul, but she was gone way too soon. Next up, man, we got the emotional resonance. Does the album still hit? Yeah, I think so, man. 100%. I think I'm willing to already give it a 5 out of 5 as well. I think this album, it sounds it low-key sounded way ahead of its time. And I feel like it's timeless in a way. I don't necessarily think it's perfect per se, but the blueprint that it made or created is genuinely perfect. You know, just the way she did the album, the theme she was talking about, just the whole way she did promotion and stuff like that, the marketing for the album and stuff. The way she did that and she wasn't able to enjoy the fruits of that is truly fucking sickening. Yeah, bro, they robbed us of a generational, like a revolutionary career, bro. I feel like we wouldn't really see, I feel like she would probably be where Beyonce is at or where Rihanna is at. And she was multi-talented too. Whether it's the movie, she would have been a crazy movie star. She was beautiful. You know, in terms of style, like people still take from her. Whether it's her 90s outfit or her 2000s outfits, she just knew how to dress. She was just gorgeous. But anyways, if we're just talking about the album, if it just still hits, I mean, yeah, bro, like it sounds crazy. The production is so futuristic in a way. What she's talking about, you can still listen to that. It's just timeless production, timeless hits. You can still hear Rock the Boat getting played or, you know, Try Again. A lot of those songs deserve to be replayed. And you know, the fact that it just hopped on streaming services only 5 years ago, it gives a chance to the new listeners to maybe potentially listen to her masterpiece right here. You know what I'm saying? Easily a 5 out of 5 to me. Easily a 5 out of 5. Now, last but not least, man, Aaliyah's self-titled will receive the red flag, man, which means it's a genre-defining album. You know, just this album and the body of work that it produced redefined like what R&B could sound like and sounds like for the future. I mean, to me, there's no bigger influence than that. Now, it's not the only R&B project that changed it all. I'm just saying its impact on the game wouldn't have happened without this album specifically. because I do believe that 1 in a Million was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I think Age Ain't Nothing But a Number was also fantastic. But what this album did, especially with her curating that album and having full control over how she wanted it to sound, she generally made something that felt authentic, felt great, felt nice, sounded nice, and it's timeless. She had the vision for it. She was a visionary. She did what she had to do, and she delivered a fantastic project, you know. And like I said, once again, man, she was gone way too quick, bro. Like, goddamn, God bless her soul, bro. It's crazy, bro. All you know is this album dropped. It was fantastic, and it deserves the red flag, because without this album, we wouldn't really be seeing a lot of the game look like that, bro. And even at its release, I don't even think it got as much love as it should have. You know what I mean? Which is crazy to me. You know, it didn't even debut on #1. And before that, she wasn't necessarily the craziest selling like artist of all time, bro. The fact that she just gets homage and she's the influence of most R&B artists today just speaks a lot. Even male artists, man, like people like Drake or like Chris Brown, hella influenced by AALIYAH. A lot of them sample her till this day. So, you know, generational impact. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for staying with me to honor Baby Girl, aka AALIYAH's self-titled 2001 album, man. It's been a pleasure covering that album for y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. We got more bangers coming soon, man. Make sure y'all check out the playlist. Me and ASAP here, we be dropping videos basically every week. So turn the notifications on, check the playlist, do whatever y'all gotta do. But anyways, man, I'm your host, Savage the Plug, as always, and this is Soul Rabbit, man. I'ma catch y'all soon, man. Peace.